Welcome everyone to the audio advice and cheap audio man raffle. We are so excited for everyone who's joining us. This has been just an incredible experience that neither Randy nor Audio Advice has ever done. And we could not be more appreciative for everybody that's participated in this raffle. Let me just lay the groundwork for what we're going to do tonight, and then we will rock and roll. So we're going to, keep this thing under an hour, and we're going to move pretty quickly to be giving away prizes. What I want to do first is just introduce myself, introduce Randy, and talk about how this whole thing started and what we're trying to achieve in helping people. The background of this, and I'm Scott Newnam, the CEO of Audio Advice. We were running a concert at Audio Advice Live, which is a big event we run every year in Raleigh, where we show off all sorts of hotel audio equipment, and we run a bunch of theaters. And anyways, we have people come from all around the world. Randy was there, and on Friday night at this concert, we showed an About Us video that was about Audio Advice and who we are. And at the end of the video, I made the statement that we give a percentage of our profits to the Helene Foundation to help families with mothers battling cancer. And I talked just for a few seconds that my wife had been through this when our kids were very young, and we thought it was something really, really important and a core part of who we are. And with that, Randy came up to me the very next day at Audio Advice Live. And Randy, I'll let you tell what happened from there.
Yeah, well, so first of all, awesome that this is happening. But I just went up and I talked to Scott because something just kind of clicked in me. I'm like, I think his wife had breast cancer. And so my wife, so we found out, I think April, because I was in Expona. So anyway, my wife battled breast cancer this year. And so it was obviously on my heart. I went and talked to Scott. I'm like, what can we do together? Let's do something cool. And we didn't know, but it's just one of those things where, I don't know, it's kind of like the universe kind of winks at you. And it's been kind of humbling to be able to work with Audio Advice and be able to like raise money, like real money. Like this is life-changing for people. And I don't know, it was just one of those things that like it was meant to be, I think. And so it's really cool. So yeah, anyway.
Yeah, and I think, Randy, what was really cool, you came to me and said, let's do something. I'd like to participate. My wife's battling cancer. And we said, okay, let's get on the phone after Audio Advice Live is all done, and we'll talk about what we could do.
Yeah.
And we made a proposal to you, and you said it's not big enough. You remember that?
Yeah, I said, listen, if we're going to do this, let's do this. So I thought in my brain, I just get ideas. And the idea was, all right, I'll go out to Raleigh. We'll shoot a quick little 40 second, kind of intro for it. And then I'll put it on every video I put out in October. Because we were going to, we're talking about just doing a live stream, something like this, but I'm like, let's do this. Let's just see what happens. And it's crazy. It's because of everyone's generosity here. All the viewers, all the customers of Audio Advice and my viewers, it's just so big thanks to everybody that's watching, everybody that participated in this, because this is all happening because of everybody's generosity that's on this call right now. So
we could not be more appreciative for every single person who gave, and we exceeded all of our expectations. I was telling Randy in the green room right before we went live that the Helene Foundation reached out to us earlier this week and said, you're not going to believe this, but we had an abnormal number of people that families with mothers battling cancer that came to us that need help all the way through the holidays, and they didn't have the money. And we literally have raised the money in the past 30 days to take care of those families, which is it's just incredible, fortuitous. Yeah. And so thank you to every single person who, whether you give $1, $10 or $1,000, thank you. No, it's going to a great cause. And two, to every sponsor that gave a product, and we're about to walk through all these products and give them away. Companies that are willing to do this, in their local companies or their companies that care about these kinds of things, it's meaningful, and you should pay attention to who it is that's doing these things, because
Yeah.
you're deciding between I want to buy this company's product or that company. Support companies that are authentic and care about the community and other people.
Yeah, because it comes down to like real people making real decisions. And that was one thing that we haven't talked about is like, you guys got on the horn and started emailing people, and immediately people respond, like, companies, distributors, everybody just, responded. And that's a big deal. I mean, what is the value of all these prizes, Scott?
Yes, it's over 50,000. By the way, we just crossed 55,000
Oh,
in
in
terms
donations.
in
Wow.
donations.
Yeah.
And so, one of the things I wanted to do before we kick in is just level set everyone as to what the Helene Foundation is. We have a customer at Audio Advice who I've known for a long, long time, and his mother passed away from cancer. And essentially, he and his wife came to the conclusion that many families, when the mother is battling cancer, she might be the person doing tutoring at night with the kids, or might be cooking dinner, or might be a second provider in terms of income, or might be the one driving kids to and from school. But as soon as that mom is pulled out of the system and is going through chemo, all the things that Randy, you experienced, your wife experienced radiation. My wife went through very heavy chemo for a long time. We know what that does to a family. And so what the Helene Foundation does is support that family. In other words, it will provide tutoring for the kids. It will provide rides to get the kids to and from school or athletics, everything it can do to support the family during that tough time. And, we were very fortunate to have meal trains. And actually, in my case, my wife's parents moved in with us, and they were helping the kids because I was in chemo with her a lot. And anyways, we couldn't be more blessed. And so with that, Randy, why don't we kick in? And the way we're going to do this, everyone, we've divided this into 4 different groups of products. So Randy's going to walk you through the first set of products, and we're just going to give you a quick, everyone has seen these on the site, but one of the things we want to do is show you the products, give you a few little details about them, mainly because we want to give exposure to the brands who are willing to step up and give these things away to enable this to happen. Then when he's done, those will close in the raffle as soon as he's done. If anyone has any questions or anything that they want to bring up to us, then we'll be drawing for a couple minutes, and Randy and I'll chat while that happens. We'll announce the names and we'll move on to the next ones.
Yeah.
So with that, Randy, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah. Just real quick though. I mean, I want everybody that's on here to listen to the names of these companies, because this is something that they've done out of their own heart. Right. And people buy from people, and people buy stuff because of the people that are behind the brand. So I think this is an important thing just to kind of pause and think, because a lot of these companies and a lot of people's heads are just mindless buildings, right? But they aren't. I mean, they're doing something special. So just keep that in mind. Next time you're in the market for something and maybe one of these names come up, give them a little bit more consideration is all I'm asking.
Randy, just as you say that, one of the things I changed in my life when my wife was going through it, at the time we were buying a lot of, like, it seemed like endlessly there were products showing up from Amazon on our, front porch, like probably a lot of people. But I started seeking out, I'm into cycling, the local guy who owns the local cycling shop. And, if I wanted to buy outdoor equipment, rather than just going to someone who had no idea who we were, I tried to find companies that I believe in their core values, who they are, and support them. And I think you and I talked about, in your videos, and I think in ours, trying to be authentic. And I would just encourage everyone, whether it's, if it's an audio, maybe it's Audio Advice, maybe it's a different company, or if it's in something else you love, everyone charges the same price now everywhere. If you go look at TVs, you go look at audio, it's the same price. Best Buy, Amazon, and Audio Advice. Or if you look in outdoor gear, it's REI, Amazon, you name it. Go to someone that you agree with their core values and support them. And
yeah.
It's cool. All right, let's kick it off, Randy.
All right. So first up, we have some JVC. Not only 1 pair, but 5 pairs of their wireless noise canceling earbuds. Compact true wireless earbuds with noise canceling, up to 27 hours of battery life. And for all you people that are disgusting and sweat all the time, they're sweat proof. X4 sweat resistant. And I'm not throwing stones in glass houses because I sweat like a disgusting person too. Then we have the Kef Muo Bluetooth speakers. We got one pair of those. They Bluetooth 5.4 with aptX adaptive, up to 24 hours of playtime. And if they go dead, they can be charged quickly in 15 minutes, and they're waterproof and dustproof. Now we have some Odyssey Maxwell wireless gaming headsets. One for PlayStation and one for Xbox, I guess. So two of these, one for PlayStation, one for Xbox, 80 hours plus of battery life with fast charge for all day. You know, they give 80 hours because these are for kids, right? And kids forget to charge their stuff. So it's important to have 80 hours of battery life. Anyway, high resolution audio with up to 24 bits, 96 kilohertz. Then we have the Kef wireless nothing headphones. One winner for those. No, actually two. We got one pair of black and one pair of white. Again, 80 hours of battery life with 5-minute quick charge. ANC enhanced by a 4-mic ENC system for crisp, clear calls. And it's got support for high-res audio. Got LDAC and USB-C lossless playback. Two pairs of the Kef Muos, too, if I didn't mention that. All right, we have, oh my goodness, I wish I knew this because I want this. It's the Onkyo DX C390 CD player. We're going all the way back to the 90s here, my friends. 6-disc CD carousel. You got 40 track programming. You got 6 different repeat modes because one's not enough and 7 is too many. You got a multi-bit DA converter. Really? I do need to buy this. And it has 128 times oversampling. Got a vector linear shaping circuitry for a smoother sounding audio signal. I really want one of these. All right. Next up, we have the Klipsch 3 Plus Bluetooth speaker, the beautiful heritage inspired Bluetooth speaker. It's got a 2.1 stereo system, which is bi-amped. Turntable ready with a phono and RCA inputs. Broadcast mode allows you to wirelessly connect 10 plus individual broadcast enabled speakers, just in case you have 10 of these. And finally, the Paradigm Essentials Sub 10 subwoofer. It's got 400 watts of Class D amplification. They're custom engineered with a carbon loaded polypropylene woofer. Yeah, very awesome. A lot of awesome stuff.
All right, so that is the first batch. That batch will now close on the Raffle site. And as the team is going to go and start drawing, which will probably take a couple of minutes, if anyone has anything they want to throw into the chat they want to talk about. But, you know, I do want to come back to this sort of general topic of generosity. I feel like both as companies, but as people, that you go through an experience like cancer. In our case, my wife was diagnosed with cancer at age 36. So it was completely out of the blue. And what we experienced in generosity to us, meaning the number of friends that came to us to help us and bring us dinners. And probably, and I don't know, Randy, if you experienced this, but in the beginning, my wife and I turned everyone down. We're like, no, we got it. We got it. We don't need dinner. We don't need this and that. And as we went to other people and got advice on, hey, are we doing this right? One of my best friends told me, we want a way to help you.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to us that you let us help you.
Yeah.
And as soon as we changed our demeanor to go, you know what, we do want to let people help us.
Yeah.
And we became closer and we experienced generosity in an incredible way from people helping us. And now we're trying to do the same thing back, both through audio advice and through every day, whether it's leaving a tip for someone or anything else, which I think is just who we want to be as people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, one of the biggest unintended consequences of me starting a channel 5 years ago, almost to the day, was the people and the communities that have kind of sprung up around my channel and audio in general. But the generosity is next level. We do a kind of a Christmas thing each year where we get together. It's capped at 40 people. And it's one of those deals where you bring a present and you choose somebody's present, and then the person that goes next can steal that present, or they can choose somebody else, right? And so it's become a bit of a tradition. And I was absolutely just gobsmacked by the generosity of people bringing, because there's no limit. Like, you don't have to buy anything. You can give an old paper bag if you want to, or you can give. One year, somebody gave a fully restored Marantz receiver from the 70s. And we're talking like big bucks. So the generosity of the community is just, it's next level. And that was something that I never thought, would be a part of my life, because I turned on a camera and started talking into it. But the generosity of this, the people in this hobby is truly amazing. And I think we've seen that with this. I mean, this is something that got thrown together. Audio Advice did a great job. Obviously, Audio Advice didn't throw this together, but this was a quickly moving idea that happened. And to raise that much money is amazing. But it's all because of the generosity of the fans, of the viewers, of the people in this hobby.
Yeah, it just, I mean, it's floored me what everyone has done. And obviously for you and me, Randy, having had our wives battle cancer, when I told my wife yesterday the number it was at and how many families it was going to help, she just had tears. She was like, "This is incredible."
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, I could not be more happy with everyone on it, and hopefully we'll continue to see that generosity. With that, Randy, it looks like they are drawing up the names.
Yeah.
You want to start working your way through them?
Yeah. So for the JVC headphones, noise canceling. By the way, they're MSRP of $79.95. The first winner is Mark Mendoza, and I don't know if this is the Mark Mendoza that is the bassist for Twisted Sister, but if it is, I owe you a call, Mark. The second person to win is Matthew Halford. Number 3, David Mark. And y'all don't have to do anything. So if you win, just expect to be reached out to. Fourth pair is going to Kirk Vernon. And the fifth pair going to Geneva Smith. You want me just to move on to the KEF?
Yeah. And as Randy just said, you'll get an email from the team at Audio Advice, and we will coordinate with you. So you don't need to do anything tonight, and you'll hear from us, and we'll reach out and coordinate getting you your prizes for everyone for the evening. And as you can see, we're working our way up to the most expensive prizes. So, yep, keep rolling, Randy.
All right. The KEF Muo Bluetooth speakers. We got 2 winners for that. One pair of black, one pair of silver. Jeremy Karpensky. And if I butcher your last name, my apologies. And the silver is going to Chris Fernando. All right. Moving on to the Odyssey wireless. And those KEF Bluetooth speakers coming in at $249.99. The Odyssey Maxwell wireless gaming headset, $299 for the PlayStation, Xbox $329. So these are awesome products. And maybe keep them for yourself or give them to your kid. Anyway, Daniel, we have Daniel. I can't quite see his phone. There we go. Danny Philpott for the PlayStation, and for the Xbox, we have Eric Olson. Congrats to you, gentlemen. Makes me want to get a pair of these. The KEF wireless nothing headphones. We have one pair in black, one in white. Jeffrey Green won the white ones. Eric Liu won the pair of black headphones. And I am jealous, green with envy, to Kent Griffith for winning the Onkyo Carousel 6-disc CD player. Kent Griffith. For the Klipsch 3 Bluetooth speaker system, Stephen Gronbach. Stephen Gronbach. And for the Paradigm subwoofer, we have Dan Flynn. So congrats, my friends. Big thank you to everybody for donating and taking part in this thing.
All right, with that, I'm going to kick into the next set because we're going to keep things rolling here. All right, so let's start with, in the next set, at $549.99, the Garmin Venu 4 smartwatch. It's a lightweight, it's 41 millimeters, which will fit pretty much anybody. Lunar gold with bone silicone band. It's got 10 days of battery life and actually can be used as a flashlight as well. Then moving on to a home theater receiver, the Onkyo TX NR5100. This is a 7.2 channel 8K receiver with Dolby Atmos capability. It's 80 watts per channel into 8 ohms, and it has ACU, EQ, speaker calibration, and is included with the mic coming with it. That is at $649.99. The next one, a pair of headphones. Actually, I did a review on it, Audio Advice, so I know how great these things are. At $849, these are the Focal Batiste. By the way, it looks like it's spelled Bathies, but the French are a little bit different, and so it's actually pronounced Batiste. So it's Focal Batiste over-the-air wireless headphones, 30-hour battery life, only 90 minutes to charge. It's their first wireless headphone. They came out with active noise canceling, and it's got 5.1 Bluetooth multi-point, and it's got a wired connection if you want to go straight into a wired connection using its USB DAC mode. The next one is the AudioQuest PowerQuest 505 power conditioner, $849.95. There's 12 protected AC outlets, and it's non-sacrificial surge protection, meaning when the surge comes through, it doesn't destroy the box, and it can handle 6,000 volts. So it's pretty incredible. Again, you know, we've said this a couple times, but I just want to call out a big thank you to every single one of these brands who made the decision to donate these. It means a lot to us. The next one is a pair of bookshelf speakers. These are the Wharfdale Evo 5.1 5-inch two-way bookshelf speakers. The winner gets to choose the color. So we're going to reach out to you and let you know that you won, and then you'll be able to choose the color that you want. These have frequency response from 56 hertz up to 24,000 hertz or 24 kilohertz. And it's got an air motion transformer, generally referred to in the industry as AMT tweeter, and it's 5-inch woven Kevlar woofer. All right, moving on to the next one. At $999, the Blue Sound Pulse Cinema Mini Soundbar. We actually just released a review on this. Harrison on our marketing team led this review, and it's quite incredible. For those of you who are familiar with Sonos but maybe don't know Blue Sound, it's basically like Sonos, but it's positioned itself as a little bit better sound quality and a little bit better for audiophiles or people that care more about audio. But it's got a multi-room streaming sound bar with BlueOS. BlueOS is the system that is used in all of the Blue Sound systems. 280 watts of power, driving 8 drivers. It's got HDMI eARC and optical inputs. So it's pretty cool. Thank you again to the Blue Sound team. And then finally, in my section, the Marantz Model M1 wireless streaming amp. Similar to what I said in Blue Sound, there's another major competitor of Sonos as well, that is Hios. And again, they position themselves very similar to Blue Sound, which is a little bit higher level, higher quality audio. This is 100 watts per channel in a 2.1 potential system. Again, also HDMI eARC and Dolby Digital Plus decoding. So again, big thank you to all of you. I really appreciate it. And with that, the team will start drawing in the background. And I want to give a call out here, Randy. I'm just looking at the comments come through, and a handful of people in here have donated money live on this live stream, and some of them calling out family members they've had that have either battled cancer or passed from cancer. And, you know, you and I have been so close to it. I just want you to know we're out there thinking about you. We appreciate you showing up and supporting other people battling this terrible disease.
Yeah. It's a terrible deal that we all know somebody, right? I mean, obviously we do, but like, who doesn't know somebody that has had breast cancer? I mean, a guy I worked with, Greg, I'm not going to give his last name, but his wife passed away in her early 40s because of it. And it wrecked him. I mean, the 2 young kids, you know, and a lot of people, you had a great point when we were in Raleigh. You said, some of these are single moms that they don't have anybody, and like everything is on them. And the fact that the Helene Foundation can help anybody, but people that don't have the support that our wives had is pretty significant, and it's a big deal. Big deal.
Yeah, and it's hard to understand. You hear about people, but until someone close to you goes through it, you don't really know what it means.
Yeah.
The thing I'll say, and I think I told you this, Randy, when you and I were talking about this, I refer to this, and it's been now going on 15 years since my wife was diagnosed, and I tell people it was the worst year of our lives, but the best year. And what I meant by that was, the worst year was when I got the phone call and she said, I've been diagnosed with cancer. I mean, it came completely out of the blue. And then as we did more research, we found out it was further progressed than we'd hoped it was. And, we sat in chemo, and you look around the chemo room, and you don't know how many people are going to make it, and you're making for and so all the bad things that come with it. But the great thing that came in with it was that we stopped worrying about the small things at all.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this happened to you and your wife, where you might argue about who's going to take out the trash, or just stupid stuff that you look in retrospect and you go, why in the world did we argue over this at all?
Yeah.
And for that year, my wife and I, didn't matter what happened. Maybe I had a bad day at work, or anything, and it just goes away. Yeah.
Well, perspective, right? And the problem is you don't have perspective until you have perspective. And anybody can tell you 100 times, money doesn't buy you happiness, or whatever it is. Spend more time with your family. But until and everyone just kind of lets it slide off their back. But then all of a sudden you have something that smacks you in the face, and then you're like, okay. Yeah, that is real. And it's a perspective shift for sure.
And actually, one of the people just put a great comment in here, which I think is a lot of people don't know, which is breast cancer affects not just women, but men as well. And you'd be surprised how many men it happens. And it's a great point. It affects a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Okay, so let me do this. Let me knock these out, and let's announce the winners. So for the Garmin smartwatch, Derek Ayers. And for the Onkyo receiver, Lee Marino. And for the Focal Batiste headphones, James Purvis. For the AudioQuest PowerQuest, Russell Davis. For the Wharfdale bookshelf speakers, Stephen Holmes. And for the Blue Sound Pulse Cinema Mini Soundbar, Caleb Kerstatter. I probably butchered your name, my apologies. And for the Marantz M1 wireless streaming amp, Scott Martin. Congratulations to all of you. Thanks for participating. And Randy, I'm going to kick it over to you and let you walk us down the next ones, where you can start with the Bowers & Wilkins bookshelf speakers.
Awesome. All right, we're going to get rolling too, because we're a little bit behind, I think. All right, we have the Bowers & Wilkins 607 S3 bookshelf speakers in cherry, $1,000 a pair. They have a performance compact bookshelves with a titanium dome tweeter and a continuum bass mid-range cone woofer. All right, next up, we have the Golden Ear. I don't know if I'm going to say this right. I've had these in. These are wonderful. Aeon 3 bookshelf speakers. $1,200 MSRP a pair. They're 14 inches tall, and they have a 7-inch cast basket mid-bass driver, plus two 8-inch side-mounted planar low-frequency radiators. Great speakers. Next up, Paradigm Defiance, another S10 10-inch subwoofer, $1,200 MSRP, 400 or 500 watts of Class D amplification with 1,000 watts peak, 10-inch high excursion satin anodized pure aluminum bass driver, as our friends over in the UK call it, and it has Anthem room correction. Very nice. Next up, the Ascendo 15 sub passive vented subwoofer, 15-inch, my goodness, forward firing woofer and a vented ported cabinet, passive design. So you're going to need an external amplifier on this thing, which I'm very curious about this. Recommended amplifier power 750 to 1,500 watts at 4 ohms, $1,600 MSRP on that. Next up, ooh, baby, the Klipsch the Nines powered speakers. These things are huge. They're beautiful, and they are absolutely a ton of fun. $1,700 MSRP on these. It's a pair of powered stereo speakers with Bluetooth, a phono input, and HDMI. This is everything you need. 1-inch titanium LTS vented tweeter with 90 degree by 90 degree track tricks horn. 8-inch high excursion fiber composite cone woofer, and it has an app with stuff that's really cool. Next up, we got the Hagel V10 phono preamp, $1,800 MSRP. Moving magnet and moving coil. It's got a subsonic filter and balanced outputs, XLR outputs. Last up in this group, the Lingdorf FR-1 loudspeakers. I've heard nothing but good things about these. $1,976. It's a slim two-way wall mount speaker, wall mount with 8-inch passive radiator. Has a 6.5-inch aluminum mid-bass driver and a 1-inch textile tweeter. Man, these prizes are
Yeah,
crazy.
these are superb.
I didn't look at these, so I this is all new to me. This is amazing.
We reached out to, I sent a personal letter to all of the brands and told them what we wanted. And I was in shock. And I think I did tell you this part. Within a day, a handful of these brands, I won't mention which ones, responded and said, we're going to give big, we're going to give this. And by the way, my wife was diagnosed with cancer, or my mom was, and it was like just reaching out to the brands, the impact that of these people I've known, and you've known, and but I didn't know this about them, which was shame on me. I just felt like, oh my gosh, I've now become this much closer to people that have been through a similar journey.
Well, you never know, and I mean this is what's beautiful about humanity. I mean, say what you will about people, but I saw that. I talked to you. Now we're here. You talk to the brands. It's, and every person, like, this doesn't happen without the people buying raffle tickets. Like, this is like, I don't think it can be overstated enough that, like, this is a big deal that's going to affect real people's lives. And it's because of everyone's generosity. So this is a special thing that's happening right now. And it just blows me away that this is all happening because of YouTube. But
and your point of the generosity, the fact that someone would take the time to go to the raffle, they got to go put in a credit card or choose what they want and go through some hassle to do it. Every single one of you that did that, thank you.
Yeah.
You are, as Randy said, you're making a difference. And I will tell you, my dream is to build Audio Advice into a business that is the scale that we could use big data and AI to begin to cure cancer, as opposed to just taking care of people once they get it. And maybe it's stupid, maybe it's too big a dream, maybe it can't be had, but that's my goal. And while we're getting there, these are the cool things we can do to help people along the way. It's
not a silly goal, man. That's what's crazy. It's like, if you just speak stuff out and put it out into the universe, like, great stuff happens. And so, by the way, if you still want to get in on this, and listen, the prizes are going up in price. So if you still want to get into this, there's still time. You can go buy some tickets right now. But let's get into
so everything we've not covered, which is like big theater stuff and a handful of other things, is still open. So we're closing them in batches. Randy, why don't you go ahead and announce the winners then of this last batch?
All right. The B&W 607 S3s are going to Troy Bogman. So congrats, Troy, on those. The Golden Ear, love these speakers. Pair of those are going to Sean Powell. The Paradigm Defiance, I love that name. The S10 10-inch sub is going to Kurt Mayberg. The Ascendo 15-inch passive sub is going to Tim McDaniel. And the Nines, oh my goodness, James Popovic. Congrats. great speaker. You're going to have a lot of fun with them. The wonderful V10 preamp, phono preamp from Hagel, going to Mike Brown. And the Lingdorf FR-1 loudspeakers, Charles Richards. Congrats.
All right. So a big thank you on that to everyone and all the brands. So now let me move on to the next category. And we're now running all the way up into the end. Let's start with the Harman Kardon Enchant system. So I'll just mention my first receiver ever in life was a Harman Kardon, and that is just an incredible brand. But the Harman Kardon Enchant was debuted at Audio Advice Live, actually, Randy, when all this took place in August. We run it in the first weekend of August every single year, and they debuted it, and it was announced, and it's a great system that is based on a sound bar, but you can have rears as well. So in this case, it's got the 1100 sound bar plus the 2 Enchant surrounds. It's got 11 drivers and Dolby Atmos capability because it's up-firing speakers. It's $2,149.80 system. A big thank you to Harman Kardon for that. Then the next one is the Martin Logan Motion Foundation F2 Tower speakers. I also have a pair of Martin Logans myself, and what they're really known for, you'll see in here, they've got this Gen 2 Obsidian folded motion tweeter. They're known for having really, really fast uppers, either through the folded motion tweeters or through electrostats. And this has got a really cool, you can see in the picture there, it's got 3 7.5-inch aluminum woofers, plus right below the tweeter, you'll see a 5.5-inch aluminum cone, which is the mid-range in it. You're a great, someone's going to love these for a 2-channel system. Moving on for that, $2,999.99. The Magnetar UDP 900 Universal Media Player. So this is, if you're into the audio video space, you know, as people started doing more streaming, the big concern was, well, it's not as good as sound and it's compressed and the video's not as good. So Magnetar came in and really took out the key spot for someone that wants to still have digital media. This thing works with basically everything you put in it, whether it's an SECD or a Blu-ray. It doesn't matter what you put in it, it basically works. It has really advanced image and audio processing, including really high-end ESS Pro DACs in it for people that want audio coming out of it that really sounds great. So it is the sort of top of the line in the world for a digital media player today. Then we're going to move on to a pair of outdoor speakers. So Coastal Source 10.0 two-way ellipse outdoor speakers. So Coastal Source is known for ultra high-end luxury outdoor speakers. And you can see in this image, they're sort of hidden. You typically will put them out into your yard and you can distribute them in bushes. You can put them wherever you want, but they play like speakers that you'd expect to be inside. In particular, these have 1-inch titanium pivoting domes, so you can aim it wherever you want. They can, by the way, these are fully sitting out on the ground right now, but they can also be partially buried, so you can put them further underground as well. They have a mid-bass woofer, 6.5-inch composite woofer in them, so it's a pretty powerful outdoor speaker set at $3,000. Okay, so what I'm going to do, that takes us to everything but the last 3. And what we'll do, they will go draw these. By the way, I'm pulling a fast one on the marketing team because we were going to do the last 3, but I want to give people a chance, if you want to put the raffle in for the last 3, which are the final home theater ones. And just give one more big shout out to all the brands that I just listed. Those are all incredible products. That was a big dollar amount that they gave, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, I've got my eye on that Magnetar, man, because I'm a huge listen, I'm going to preview it right here. November, no stream November. That's going to be my challenge to everybody. So if you're going to watch a movie, watch it on Blu-ray. If you're going to listen to some music, pop in a CD, SACD, or put on a vinyl record. Somebody, I saw in the comments, somebody said, I didn't win, but it's a great cause. And for all y'all that didn't win, I mean, you did, because this is karma. You're banking that karma up there and that goodwill. So I guarantee you, you may not win something here, but something good's going to happen to you because you put that positivity out, it comes back to you.
Yeah, and actually it brings up a really interesting thing. I mean, I've looked through all the names of people, giving and people anonymously giving, and it warms my heart and everybody at Audio
Yeah.
Advice. And the Helene Foundation, there's a bunch of people there that are on the board there, and Susan, who runs it, who Randy, you met when you came to
Yeah.
Raleigh.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you're a winner for every one of them. And
Yeah.
again, taking that step to just put one foot forward and do something means a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give these away. So let's start with the Enchant Harman Kardon system. Christopher Jones, you are the winner. And then for the Martin Logan Motion Foundations, Don Childers. Congratulations, Don. And for the Magnetar that you're going to have to fight Randy for. Randy will let this one go. Chris Bach, congratulations. And then on the Coastal Source $3,000 outdoor speakers, Elizabeth Donaldson, you now have a really cool pair of outdoor speakers.
Very
Congratulations. Nice. Okay, so now we're going to move to the final three so we can get this wrapped for everyone. We appreciate you sticking with us so long. I wanted to come to these final three because they all, one of the big things that Audio Advice focuses on is home theaters. And we're one of the biggest, custom shops in the country of doing home theaters. And at Audio Advice Live, it's actually the largest home theater show in the world. Anyways, we have three big home theater products, and I personally love home theaters, so it's a big deal to me. What I'm going to do is just walk you through these three and sort of explain to you what's going to happen, because these are a little bit different, because you're going to have some knowledge and interact with our team to do this the way that we want it to be done. So the first is a custom Stewart film screen projector screen. So Stewart, as many of you know, is the highest end projector screen manufacturer in the world. Generally, if you go into big movie theaters around the world or see huge screens at some event, they're almost always Stewart. These things are handmade in Long Beach, California. It's a process that's quite incredible, but I want to give them a big shout out for stepping up, because someone's going to get an incredible screen. So what's going to happen with this is we have a free home theater tool at audioadvice.com. Many of you have probably seen it. Pretty much everybody in the world who's designing a theater uses it. Go to that tool, and you'll be able to play around with the tool, put your room in it, and design the right size screen. Then we will connect you with our designers, and we will, for free, work with you on the design of that room and making sure you've got the right gain on the screen, the right size screen, all that. And we're going to cover up to $3,500, Stewart is, of that screen. But if you want something that's even more expensive than that, you just pay the difference. But anything $3,500 and below, they're going to cover, and you're going to get $3,500 now. Which, by the way, I think is great for Stewart, because you might find a $5,000 screen that you want, and $3,500 will be gone. The next one, an Epson QB1000 laser projector. This is a $7,999 projector. Again, I want to give a big call out to Epson. I sent an email to Epson. I sent these emails out before October, because we wanted to do this for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And the very first email I got was from Epson. Within minutes, they had given the largest prize of anybody. And so I just want to give a big thank you to Epson. This is a 4K HDR 3,300 lumen projector. For those of you who are into this space, that means it's really bright and can handle a large screen. What you'll need to do for someone who's going to get this is you need to know the throw distance to use in your theater. Again, you can go to our home theater design tool at audioadvice.com, and we have all of the projectors in there, including this one. You choose this one, it'll show you exactly where it needs to go. You then, when you save it, you'll email our team, and we will do personal consultation and design with you to make sure you put it in the right spot and everything else you need to do. And we will do all that for free on the Audio Advice side. So again, thank you to Epson. And then the final one, I felt Audio Advice itself needed to step up here. In addition, every time people buy from us, we're donating a percent of the profits to Helene Foundation, and we've been doing that since their founding. Every single year, it's been a big part of who we are as a company. But we decided we needed to step up in this raffle, so we are giving away Revolution home theater chairs. All the chairs that are left in there are 2 armchairs. So we're going to give up to 9 chairs. And actually, technically, that's what we said, because we assumed no one would have more than 3 rows of 3. But if you happen to have, 4 rows of 3 and you need 12, we'll give them to you. We want to make this a home run for whoever gets them. But they are Revolution chairs. They'll all be 2 armchairs, but you can put 2 armchairs next to each other, or have 1, or if you want to give some to a friend or whatever. Anyways, these are dual motor, meaning they have a recline motor and they have a head motor. So you can adjust the head to hold it up at any angle you want while you're watching. There's a removable tray table. If you look at this image, if you look on the left side, you can see the arm of the chair that lifts up, and every single chair has a premium tray table in it. So you can just pull it out. It slides into a little slot and spin it around, and you can put your drink on it and popcorn or eat dinner or whatever, and then put it back if you want. And then a cool little crumb catcher. I could go on because Audio Advice, we manufacture our own home theater chairs and are super excited about ones we do. Anyways, super excited to do these last ones. We're right near the end. So I will jump back out and let's close that one and let's draw the final 3. One last comment in here. Someone made the point of how important it is to catch cancer early. And I made the point earlier that in my wife's case, we caught it later than we hoped. I mean, obviously you want to catch it as soon as you possibly can. But one of the things that happened in her case, I think Randy, you and I even talked about this. They saw something odd on an ultrasound at one point and sent her to a doctor who said it's nothing. Mm-hmm. And sent her back. And 6 months later, they said, still seems odd. She went back to a surgeon. Surgeon said it's nothing. And then after a year, they went, oh my gosh, we missed it. It was something. So we lost a year in her case. And I would just encourage people, if you get any sign like you got an issue, go address it quickly. Yeah. There's the technology and the capabilities that exist today are incredible. Not just for breast cancer, but also for a lot of people.
I was going to say, guys, make sure you check your PSA, get in there, get a colonoscopy, all that stuff. We're not getting any younger. And I guarantee you, most of the people watching this are my age, a little bit younger, a little bit older. Point is, stay healthy and get your screenings done.
So as we go to these final 3, I want to give one more thank you for everyone. Just reading the comments is, just pulls on my heart. And, we've got a lot of people from Audio Advice that are watching this, that our whole company is behind this and cares about it. And I would just ask, everyone, thank you, be appreciative, and know we care what you've done. So let me do it. So the Custom Stuart film screen projector has been won by Caleb Bird. So Caleb, you will hear from our team, and we will work with you in a one-on-one design to work through getting you the exact screen that you want. Congratulations. The Epson QB1000 projector, Leo Daniels. Congrats, Leo. That is an incredible projector. Congratulations. That's terrific. And the final, the up to 9 chairs, Revolution chairs from Audio Advice. Douglas Dewey, I'm assuming how you pronounce it. Douglas, congratulations. Again, we will be reaching out to every single person. I could not be more appreciative, and I know the Helene Foundation is as well. And Randy, I just want to say to you, it means the world to me that you came and grabbed me after seeing that video at Audio Advice Live and said, I want to be a part of this. And then when we talked about doing it, you said, I will just jump on a plane on my own dime to come shoot this video with you to market this and do this. And that says a lot about you as a person and who you are. And I just am super blessed to have done this with you. Thank you.
Man, I appreciate that. I flew in and out the same day. first flight in, last flight out that day because I had stuff to do. But I thought this was really important, and I feel I feel a responsibility that I have been very fortunate to be able to do this for a living, and to have so many wonderful people watch the channel. And if I don't do something for good, if I don't use these powers for good, there's something wrong with me, man. So like I'm a true believer in like things happen for a reason. I was there in Raleigh. I heard the story, and it all happened for a reason. So you're welcome, and I'm humbled to be able to be a part of this. I just wanted to say something real quick though, just so everybody walks away from this. JVC, Kef, Odyssey, Onkyo, Klipsch, Paradigm, Garmin, Onkyo again, Focal, Audio Quest, Wharfdale. Those are great speakers, by the way. Blue Sound, Marantz, B&W, Bowers and Wilkins, Golden Ear, Paradigm again, Ascendo, Klipsch again, Hagel, Lingdorf, Epson, Harman Kardon, Motion Foundation, Magnetar. I'm going to be talking to Magnetar. Coastal Source. You got Custom Stewart film screen projectors, Epson, and of course, Audio Advice. I mean, we need to remember these names, man, because there's people that made a decision because Scott reached out to them that said yes from these companies, and I think that's pretty special. And I don't want people to forget that.
Yeah, thank you, Randy. I really appreciate it. By the way, the numbers, which you all may find, quite powerful, because the number of people we're going to be able to help from this. Tonight, we raised, all of you, $58,510.
That's amazing.
Which is amazing. I can't tell you, I meet some of these families that go through this, and each year when we do these things, and it changes their lives. It changes their lives. And I think, Randy, to your point, when we all go out tomorrow and we do something like you all did tonight in donating, it affects someone in a way you don't know, and they do something for someone, and they do something for someone, and it's contagious to be helpful and generous, and to support people and brands and everyone else that you care about, and whether it's your next door neighbor or someone else. It's incredible. And by the way, we did that with 1,243 donors.
Wow.
So it just also shows you incredible engagement by a lot of people. And thank you.
Thank you, everyone that did this. This is special. It's a big deal to me. I know it's a big deal to Scott. But yeah, it's just remarkable. We have a wonderful community, and if we're spending money on hi-fi, our lives are pretty good. And there's a lot of people's lives out there that aren't. So it's really cool that we can help people. One quick thing before we wrap this up. So when I went out there, and Scott was gracious enough to spend a lot of time with me, and we were just sitting around, and I asked Scott, I'm like, you realize like what you do, how important it is for people. And I'm not just talking about a movie or whatever, but like what Audio Advice does, what hi-fi can do, what home theater can do, is like, it's an escape for people. It's especially music. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love movies, but music can, cheer you up when you're sad, give you energy when you don't have any, when you're tired. You can sit down after a long day of work and listen to a side of whatever record you want, and like, you're different than when you sat down, and you feel better. And like, this is, I think hi-fi and home theater are like the most the unsung heroes of mental health. I really do.
I totally agree.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, I think I told you, Randy, our mission statement is to deliver happiness.
Yeah.
And some of it's done through helping the Lean Foundation. A lot of it's done through home theater and audio. But whether it's in one of our stores and I were one of our people is interacting with someone, and we're trying to go, look, what we want to do is bring happiness to you.
Yeah. Which is
Or
funny.
if it's, you know, Nick, by the way, many of you know Nick, who's in the, there you go.
Yep.
Nick is in the background doing a lot of this work, but he's one of our famous theater designers, and he works with people all across the country. And his entire job is to deliver happiness.
Yeah.
Right? So that people can build a system that when you had a bad day, you go home and you escape to whatever world you want to escape to, whether it's a Netflix show or it's a movie or something else. And you're exactly right. There's incredible mental health benefits and happiness that come to the things we do. We essentially sell toys to people in which is the means of trying to deliver happiness to people.
Yeah. And the cool thing about home theater too is that we all know like what life is like in 2025 if you have kids, teenagers stuff, right? And the TV is not the centerpiece of the family like it was when I was growing up. Everyone sat down and we watched TV together, and that's just not the case. But with a home theater or with a nice hi-fi system, you know, you get to share that with other people. I mean, generally speaking, people probably don't buy one home theater chair, Scott. They're buying a couple, right? So it's something that we get to share. And what's cool is I will play a song in the car or something, and I have an older daughter who's in college. I heard her listening to that song upstairs when she was living here. I'm like, like maybe it's actually brushing off. Like, so what you do, what you share with people, you never know quite, you know, how it's going to affect them, but it's a cool, really cool thing. What audio, and the other cool thing about Audio Vice is like, I don't know of many places where you can go and you can buy a very affordable streaming amplifier, or you can buy $1 million home theater system or $100,000, whatever it is, right? Like there's not a lot of companies out there that offer everything really have something for everybody at any price point. And I think that's cool. That's another reason why you should buy stuff from Audio Advice, is because they don't care just about the high end. They care about everybody, which I think is cool.
Well, I appreciate that, Randy. Well, we told you it'd be 1 hour. We're going to stick on our promise. We are at 57 minutes, everybody. Randy, again, thank you very much. Thank you to every single brand that gave. It means a lot to us and to everyone else. And thank you to everyone who showed up to this live stream and donated and participated. It means a lot. You did something great, and it is going to help people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Yep. Be safe.